What's up, you guys? This video is going to be based on tip strategies and safety. First off, I'm going to be talking about the difference between base pay and working for tips. Economically, there's been a lot of different things going on with clubs, and yes, some people do get to receive base pay plus tips, and then some other situations maybe where you're dancing for tips, and there's no judgment there. You know, there's a lot of clubs that are not able to offer base pay due to whatever economic reasons. The pandemic was really hard. It hit everyone hard, and you know, everyone's still trying to get out of the red, so it's understandable. There's no judgment, but yeah, there is a bit of a difference in between the two. Purpose. The whole purpose of a go-go dancer is that we are there to encourage the wallflowers to move, and we are the merrymakers of the event. We're there to motivate and encourage people to boogie, so that's our whole purpose. My personal approach to getting tips is very, very different. I know everyone has a different approach of acquiring tips, but I, for myself, I'm pretty low pro. I do my best not to be thirsty. Number one, it's because I can't really. I'm pretty awkward, really, and it's just not really in my nature to do that. But the amazing thing is that people will surprise you. If you're up there showing your personality and just giving it your all, people will surprise you. There have been moments where people they kind of approach me once I'm off the podiums for whatever reasons, and they'll like hand me a 20 or something, and it always makes my night. It's just something that's really special, and I always appreciate those moments. Profiling. Generally, the age demographic of 30 plus, they know to tip more. Why? Because they're used to the culture, they're used to the club scene, they know what's up. Generally, for the fresh 21s and the Gen Zers, they don't, because due to economic conditions, you know, it's understandable on why they rarely tip. But it's also another profile category that I should mention are industry peeps. Industry peeps know what is up. Bartenders, performers, servers, we understand the gratuity system, so we show the most love. I myself personally, when I'm at an event and I see a girl or a guy or a binary performer going off, I will make it rain on a bitch because I appreciate their art form, and this is how I return my love full circle. So yeah, industry love is the best. They tip the best in my personal opinion. Appearance. It's basic math. Look like money, get money. It's pretty simple. You know, you don't want to be up there with raggedy hair and a lash falling off. Be very conscious of your appearance. This is a super aesthetic job. Tip signal. Everybody has a different nickname for it, but I really thought about it long and hard, and I thought the best way to portray it would be the tip signal. So I usually like to have higher denominations, 5s, 10s, 20s, sticking out of either my bikini side or on my top bikini side. This allows like shy people to know, oh, this person accepts gratuity. In a lot of cases, and I've been told this by patrons, some people are very shy, and so they don't know if they're going to be offending you by offering you money or not. But personally, I mean, who doesn't love extra money? It is a form of gratitude. So having the tip signal somewhere on your body lets them know that you're available to humbly accept any gratuity. Receiving tips. So what I like to do is guide people. I'll either like stick out my bikini bottoms, or I will either like lightly move my bikini top, signaling where I'm comfortable with that money being placed. Personally, I do not like the look of loose bills. I generally like to stack everything together, and I either have it tucked into my side or tucked onto my top. There's like two reasons for this. Number one, aesthetics. I just like for things to look cleaner. It's a personal preference, and most of the times when you're working at casinos and higher profile gigs, they will ask for you to completely like tuck it away, like either shove it in your boot or have it out of sight. But it honestly, personally, I just think a fat stack looks more impressive than a garland of ones. That's just a personal preference of mine. 2, loss. So say you do have a money garland on your body if you're out there and you're dancing and you're going off, there's a high probability that some of those bills are going to shake out. I know some people may not care, but for me personally, every dollar counts, and that's your money, so why not take care of it? Rapport. Learning names is something, I know that everybody has a hard time with names, but it really helps to make the patron feel special. You pretty much just earned a fan. And sometimes there'll be patrons that tip you and want nothing to do with you because they have their significant others around. Other couples, they may both just shower you with adoration. But it's really nice when you kind of like return that adoration with a compliment. Give them like a really genuine bid. Compliment them on their compliment them on their facial features, their drip, a piece of jewelry, something, but make sure it's genuine and that it comes from the heart. For me, it's really easy for me to pay compliments, so it just comes quite naturally to me. But I feel like if you guys are able to put this into practice, it's just something that will create a more special interaction and something more memorable. Your words have power, so choose them wisely. Boundaries. Okay, here we go. Wandering hands. God forbid I can feel like hands going into an area where I do not want them, and generally I'm very much no touch. That's just my personal preference, and this is just how I like to present myself as a go-go. But if it does happen, because sometimes it does, I will dig my nails into their hands, signaling, hey, where are you going? And immediately hail the security guard. Let them know that you're in potential danger. Empower yourself and don't let these things go. Check these bitches. Just because you're dancing without pants on does not give people free access to your body. There are some nightmare stories that I've heard from my colleagues, and I just don't want that to happen to any of you guys. Prime example, to put all of those negative encounters into a nutshell, is if they see the whole club is watching, if they see, oh, this person doesn't mind if I put my hands all over them, there could be a predator amongst the midst. The last thing that we would want is for a potential sexual assault or any sort of other misconduct to happen to you by belligerent people or acting like they don't know how to act. Libations. So personally, for my own company, I have a very strict rule of a 2-drink maximum. It's to look more professional and just to not look sloppy. It does not look good. And there's a high likelihood that if you do end up coming sloppy, not coming correct, then you won't get hired again. It doesn't look good. It's as simple as that. Make sure you're professional and keep it together. Avoid getting drugged. It's really sad that, we still have to talk about these things and that there are people that think that it's okay to drug people without their consent. But this is the current state of affairs. To be completely frank, ever since the conception of poisoning people, it's always been around. So you always have to look out for yourself. Doesn't matter if you're male, female, non-binary, trans, it does not matter. Everyone is susceptible to it, and it has sadly happened to more people than you would think. And what I'm trying to say is that look out for yourself, because no one's going to look after you. It's really important to know right from wrong. There can be situations where people try to solicit you, and listen to yourself. Try to listen to your intuition. Do you feel like you're in danger? You really have to make sure that you have your own back and to protect yourself. I also feel like it's important to talk about the disparity between male and female go-go's when it comes to tips. A quick story time. I remember there was this one time when I was working at the Abbey, and I would just witness these bears like shoving hundreds into their briefs. And I think that night the most I got was a 50, which honestly, that's great. That's amazing. But it's really interesting how male go-go's are privy to more tips. I don't know why that is, but I felt the need to mention that. Savings. Easy come, easy go. It's really important to learn how to build and save and learn that financial literacy and how to live with frugality. It's your hard-earned money, and yes, I know it's tempting to just go blow out your cash, like if you just got like a really nice windfall, but your future self will thank you. Put that money away, like a percentage of it. Sure, I'm sure some of that money has to go elsewhere to bills and such, but yeah, just try to build your financial literacy and learning how to be more frugal. Smiling. Smiling is contagious. Granted, I do feel like most of the time I have quite a bit of an RBF, but you know, there's no need to have like full-on cheerleader, pageant queen, Vaseline on the teeth, cheesing the whole time, because people will think you're unhinged. But every now and then, if you match eyes with someone, it's kind of nice to like give them a quick smile or a wink. It'll show that you guys are connected, you guys are engaging, and it will have more impact. And then finally, the buddy system. Upon leaving the club or the venue or the event, it's always really important to have some sort of buddy system. Maybe ask a security guard to walk you to your car, a patron that you trust, a friend that came with you. Just make sure you travel in pairs and there's less potential for harm to arise on your way to your whip. Last thing that you would want to have, I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, there have been many things that I've heard of people getting accosted or assaulted on their way to their whip, and you can avoid that by having a partner walk you out to the safe zones of your car. Or if you're waiting for a driver, make sure that you wait in the safe zones for your driver. That pretty much wraps this up. I hope you guys found those tips helpful. I guess I probably should have made this video a long time ago, but I felt that it was important to pass on this knowledge to the future generation. And yeah, if you guys have any more questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down below. And I love you guys. Be safe, get money,